Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. Also make sure you turn off the water supply underneath the sink. In this video we're going to show you how to change out the Whirlpool dishwasher sump and motor assembly. It's going to be a very easy repair and should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open the package, you're going to get the new sump and motor assembly. The sump and motor assembly circulates the water through the dishwasher. The main reason you'd be changing it out is if the seal has gone bad and you're getting water leaking on the floor, or one of the parts has failed and you'd rather change out the whole assembly instead of the individual parts. In order to change the part, we have to pull the dishwasher out. First thing we're going to do is go underneath the sink and disconnect the lines. Now that we're underneath the cabinets, you want to make sure that the dishwasher is still unplugged, and you may want to throw a towel down. When we take off the fill line and the drain hose, there's going to be some water that comes out. First, we're going to disconnect the fill line. It's connected right here to the hot water valve. You want to make sure the water valve is off. And then we're going to use our 5/8" wrench to loosen up the hose. Once you have it broke free, you can just reach in and unscrew it by hand. Once you have it off, you can just set it down. And then we can take off the drain hose. To take the drain hose off, you just want to follow it up to wherever it goes. It may go to the garbage disposal. Ours goes up to the air gap. Once you locate the end of it, we're going to take a 5/16 nut driver and loosen up the clamp. Once you have the clamp loose, you can pull it free and set it down. Once you have the lines disconnected, you can open up the dishwasher and take out the dish racks. We're going to take the lower one out first. All you have to do is pull it out, lift it off, and set it aside. Then we can pull the upper rack out, so we can pull the rails out. We have to remove the end caps. There's one on each side. They both come out the same way. Just press on the locking tab right there, and then press it towards the center of the dishwasher. Once you have it free, you can pull it off the rail. Once you have the end caps off, you can grab the rack, pull it off, and set it aside. Push the rails back in so they're not in the way. Then we can reach in and pull the lower spray arm off. You just have to grab the base and turn it counterclockwise, and then lift it off and pull it out. Now we're going to use the Phillip screwdriver to take out the screws that hold the water supply tube on. There's one in the middle and one on the top. Now that we have the screws out, we're going to take it out of the sump down here. There's a little locking tab right here. We're just going to press it with a small flathead screwdriver and then lift up on the tube and just spin it out of the way. Now we're going to release this side of the tube. We're just going to use a small flathead screwdriver to release these tabs. And then press back on the water supply tube to get both sides off. Once you have them both free, you just push the water supply tube off to the side and then pull it out of the dishwasher. Then we're going to remove the filters. First we're going to take the filter basket out. Just have to turn it counterclockwise until it stops and lift it out. Then you can grab the coarse filter, lift it out, and pull it out of the dishwasher. Now we're going to use a Phillips screwdriver to take out the screws that hold the dishwasher to the countertop so we can pull it out. Once you have the screws out, we're going to lift the door up a little bit. Use it to carefully pull the dishwasher out a little bit. We can grab the frame and pull it out the rest of the way. I'm going to pull it out far enough so we can lay it on its back. Once you have the dishwasher pulled out, we're going to put a towel down so you don't damage the floor. And then just carefully lay the dishwasher on its back. Once you have it on its back, we have access to the sump and motor assembly. Before we take anything off the sump, we're going to put a towel down to catch any water that may come out. We're just going to start at the top, take the drain line off first. We're just going to use the 5/16" nut driver to loosen up the clamp and pull it off. Then we're going to take the drain pump out. There's a couple wiring harnesses in this little holder right here. I'm just going to use a small flathead screwdriver to take them out. Then we can take the wire harness off the drain pump itself. I'm just going to use a small flathead screwdriver to press on the locking tab and pull the wire harness out. And then we have to remove the drain pump itself. There's a little locking tab down here that you have to press. We're just going to press it and then turn the drain pump counterclockwise to release it and pull it off the sump. Once you have it free, you can just set it aside. And then below the drain pump, we're going to take the blue wire off the motor. Just use the small flathead screwdriver to press on the locking tab and pull the harness out. Then we're going to take the red wire off, but first we're going to release it from the little locking tab here. And we're going to use the small flathead screwdriver to press on the locking tab while we pull the wire harness out. Then we're going to release the wiring harness from the circulation motor. Just going to use a small flathead screwdriver to pull the wire harness out. Then we have to unclip it from the holder on the side of the motor. Then we can take the turbidity sensor out. You just have to turn it counterclockwise to unlock it and pull it out. Then we're going to follow the wires up, take them all out of this holder right here. Just going to use a small flathead screwdriver again to kind of get the wires out. And you just want to kind of get all the wires out of the way so we can take the sump out. Once you have all the wires out of the way, we're going to remove the 3 tabs that hold the sump in. We're going to start at the top and do that one first. Then we have to release this tab right here. We're just going to press on it with a small flathead screwdriver. And we're going to have the sump break free. It may be a little tight in there from sitting there all those years. Once you have it broke free, you can just carefully guide the sump through. Just kind of set it in the dishwasher so we can pull it out when we put it back up on its feet. Just want to lift it up, and then we're going to push it back underneath the cabinet. We're not going to push it all the way in. We're just going to push it in so it's underneath the countertop so it doesn't tip over when we open the door. Once you have it under there, you can open up the door and reach in and pull the sump and motor assembly out. Here's the old sump and motor assembly next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at appliancepartspros.com. You want to make sure you clean the lip up so you get a good seal. And then we're going to spray the lip and the seal on the pump with water to make it easier to push down into the tub. It's pretty hard to push down there if it's not wet. Once you have it wet, we're just going to turn it over. And you want to make sure that this pin right here goes in this notch. And then we're going to make sure that this hose fitting goes through this little cutout there. Once you have it pushed down so it's seated properly, We're gonna close the door and lay the dishwasher back on its back. Now that we have the dishwasher back on its back, we want to make sure this little tab right here locked in. And then we're going to swing the 3 tabs over that lock it to the tub. Now that we have the sump locked in, we're going to put the wires back into the holder here. Just want to lift up on it, flathead screwdriver, and then lock it back into place. Then we're going to follow down to the turbidity sensor. If the O-ring is dry, we're just going to get it wet again. And then you can spray up inside the sump too. And then you just want to push it in so the tabs are lined up in there correctly. Arrow's pointing down. Once you have it seated, turn it so it's locked in and the arrow comes up here. And we're going to go down and run the pump wire through the holder. We're going to follow the wire around and connect it to the circulation pump. Just want to make sure it locks on and you get a good connection. Then we're going to come up to the diverter motor. You had the blue wire down here on this end. So we're just going to grab that, route it through the little holder, and push it so it locks in and get a good connection. Then we have the red wire, which came around and wrapped through this little holder here. And then plugged onto the diverter here. Then we're going to put the drain pump on, same as the turbidity sensor. You want to get the seal wet and the housing so it slides in there easier. And you want to make sure that the locking tab is towards the back, just like when we took it off. Once you have it seated, you can rotate it and lock it in place. And then we're going to connect the wire harness. Brown one, just make sure it locks in so you get a good connection. And then we're going to put the brown and the blue wiring harnesses through the holder right here. And just use a small flathead screwdriver to open it up if you need to. Then we can put the drain hose on. All you have to do is line it up, push it down into place. We can use the 5/16" nut driver to tighten it down. Once you have everything installed, we can put the dishwasher back up on its feet. Make sure the insulation stays on there. Then you can pull the towel out. Now we have to reach underneath and put the lines through the cabinets. We want to push the dishwasher in about halfway. Then we can go underneath the sink and pull on the lines to make sure they're not caught on anything. Then we can push the dishwasher in the rest of the way. Now we can reconnect the drain hose to the air gap. Once you have it pushed up into place, we're going to use our 5/16" nut driver to tighten down the clamp. Once you have the drain line hooked up, we can hook up the water line. All you have to do is get it started by hand. Once you have it snug, we can reach in with our 5/8" wrench to tighten it down so it doesn't leak. Now that we have the lines reconnected underneath the sink, we're going to open up the door and use the Phillip screwdriver to put in the screws to hold the dishwasher to the countertop. Now we can put the filters back in. We're just going to set the coarse filter down underneath the tabs and set it down. We can put the fine filter in. Just turn it till it drops down and turn it to lock it in. Once you have that in, we can put the water supply tube back in. We're just going to feed it into place and line it up on the sump top. Once you have it in place, we're going to pull it forward to snap it in and lock it into the sump here. Once you have it seated, we're going to turn this down so it locks in behind that tab right there. Once you have it locked in place, we're going to swing it over and line up the water supply tube with the screw mounting holes. Once you have it in place, we can use the Phillip screwdriver to put the screws in. Once you have the water supply tube mounted, we're going to put the spray arm back on. All you have to do is set it down and turn it clockwise so it locks on. Then we can put the racks back in. To put the lower rack back in, we're just going to set it on the door and push it back into place. And we're going to pull the rails out so we can put the upper rack back in. And we're going to line up the rollers with the rails and make sure they go in on each side. Once you have it in, we can put the end caps back on. To put the end caps on, you just want to line up the tabs with the slots right there and then press on the locking tab while you press it in to lock it on. Once you have them on, we can push the upper dish rack back in, close the door, plug it back in, and take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.